Hi friend, I just wanted to take a minute to invite you to our Lash Biz Babes Experience 2026. This is a one-day all online event happening on May 2nd, and our theme for the year is going all in. We are shaking things up and doing it differently than anyone ever has before. This is going to be an all online event as usual, but it's going to be 100% a curated journey throughout your day as we guide you through the mindset, strategy, and passion needed to go all in on your business to make it your best year in business yet. All lash artists, estheticians, and beauty professionals are invited to join us. There will be guided sessions, interactive workshops, a panel discussion, and big giveaways happening throughout that whole day. And tickets are on sale now for only $199. Payment plans are available. Let's go all in on our businesses for 2026 together. All the details and the link for tickets are down in the show notes below. I would love to have you join us online in May.
Welcome to this week's episode of Lash Biz Babes. My name is Erica and I'm your host. If this is your first time listening to Lash Biz Babes, I just want to give you a warm welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad that you're here. I have been a lash artist for a little over 7 years, and I'm a lash artist turned beauty business coach and lash educator, and I help solo beauty business owners build a full clientele and create a life that they truly love. And if you are a repeat listener, a return listener, thank you so much for coming back and listening and supporting and for being here. I'm real excited for today's episode. You guys know I'm always excited about everything, but today we're going to be talking more about like a mindset, energetic piece of growing your business. So I'm a true believer that being able to build your business and truly create a life that you love requires not just strategy. You hear in the industry a lot like, oh, give them the strategy pieces, don't tell them your story, no mindset things, like keep it all strategy. And it's like very masculine energy, if you've heard of like masculine and feminine energy inside of business. And I just truly believe that the sustainable way to grow your business requires strategy and energetics and the mindset part. Like you need both pieces to be able to sustainably grow and truly just create a business that you love and a life that you love, and to be able to like navigate the ups and downs of business, especially when you're a solo owner. That is just really an important piece of being able to grow when you're doing a majority of it on your own. So today I want to talk about, I made this TikTok a couple weeks ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it did really well, and a lot of people really resonated with it. And it was about like things I had to let go of in order to grow my lash business. And so I wanted to talk about those and just go a little more in depth on them today and, just talk about them more. So there's, 1, 2, 3. So there's 6 different things that I talked about in this TikTok that we're going to go in more depth on today. So the first one, and this is really just like mindset pieces, things that weigh me down, like limiting beliefs, self-doubt, lies we tell ourselves, those kinds of things. So the very first one is the weight of other people's opinions, or another way to phrase this one could have been like the fear of other people's opinions. And this is so big, and I know like basically all of us have struggled with this at one point or another, just like wanting to grow our businesses, wanting to do what we love, wanting to go for our dreams, wanting to talk on your stories on Instagram, even something as simple as that, and being held back from that because we are scared of what other people might think of us, or we are holding on to like the weight of what other people do think of us. And I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase. It's like other people's opinions of you are none of your business. I felt like triggered the first time I heard that because I cared so much about what other people thought about me, and I took that into account for so many of my daily decisions. And that landed me in a spot where I literally was like crippling anxiety. Every day I would sit down at the end of the day, or like lay in bed at the end of the day, and just think about all my conversations throughout the day, and like, did I say something that could have offended someone? Like, it dictated so much of my life. And just like sitting down thinking about, oh, what does this person think of me? Do they think I'm dumb? Like, just so stupid. And it would like dictate things down to like what I would like wear, what I would post online. And it really truly affected like the way I showed up for my business. And I was like shrinking myself back and holding myself back because I was scared of what other people thought of me. And it held me back from growing my clientele for a really long time. And I think was one of the really big main contributing factors to why I built my clientele so slowly the first few years in business. Just being scared of other people's opinions and just like the judgment from others, whether that's like your family members or like your friends, people from your hometown, like people from like maybe you work a 9 to 5 and you're scared of like, oh, what would everyone else at your job think of you, that kind of thing. And at the end of the day, it truly does not matter what they think of you, because most people who are going to judge you are judging you because they like wish like it's a trigger for them, like to watch you go for your dreams and be seen and do these things and like make a name for yourself and a life for yourself and be successful. Like, it triggers them because they don't have the confidence to do that themselves. And they are projecting like their own self-limiting beliefs and doubts and like judgments of themselves onto you. So because they feel like they couldn't do it and they wouldn't be successful, and like they are scared of other people's opinions too, like they're going to project that onto you as you like are rising above and growing your business and like going for your dreams. And so when you think about it in that perspective, it's just like, okay, like it really is nothing to do with you. It's just like they're insecure about themselves and not confident in themselves and don't believe in themselves at some level. And so really, truly, we only live this life once. And I never want to look back and be like, wow, I wish I would have gone for it. I wish I would have done lashes and not worried about what other people thought of it or cared about it. Because I had a lot of people that told me, like, you have so much more potential than, like, doing just lashes, like, just doing lashes. And, like, telling me I couldn't do it because I have kids. Like, I couldn't grow my business because I had kids, or I wasn't ambitious enough to own my own business. All of those things were said by people, like, very close to me, like, close family members and friends. And it's just, like, I'm so thankful I didn't let those things hold me back, because, like I said, I just would never want to look back at my life at the end and wonder what would have happened if I would have gone for it and not cared, because at the end of my life, it's not going to matter what other people thought of me, because, I mean, really, you only live once. Like, freaking go for it and do what you want to do. Like, other people, especially people who aren't involved in your day-to-day, like, for instance, I struggled with wanting to grow my social media and be seen online and grow my business online, because would the people, like, I had some specific people from high school that just, like, triggered me for a long time, and I was just like, well, what would they think of me? Like, if they saw me on social media growing my business, like, they'd probably think I'm so dumb, I shouldn't do that. And it's just like, I haven't talked to those people or seen them in literally almost 10 years. Like, who gives a flying F word? Like, I'm not gonna say it, but, like, who cares what they really think? Like, they're not involved in my day-to-day, and that was so silly of me to, like, and like, it's totally understandable, but it's like, why am I letting that hold me back? It's like, who cares? But then you also get like that from people who are close to you, and it's like, well, they're close to me, like their opinion matters to me, like I take that into account. But still, at the end of the day, it's your life and your happiness, and you are the only one who is in control of those two things. And so take that control back, take your power back, and let go of the weight of other people's opinions and the fear of other people's opinions to be able to grow your business and create a life that you really love. The next thing that I had to let go of to grow my lash business was thinking that the industry was too saturated. I hear this one time and time again, all the time on social media, from clients, from fellow lash artists, fellow beauty professionals, and just thinking that it's too saturated, I can't get any clients, like thinking that that's the reason why you're not, like your business isn't growing and you're not getting clients is because it's too saturated, or like you shouldn't do it because it's too saturated. I remember for a really long time, I thought that was the reason why my business wasn't growing. Like, oh my gosh, there's just so many lash artists in Utah, which is true. There are freaking lash artists on every corner, but there's also clients enough to go around for everybody. And even if we were all fully booked, like there would still be clients looking for a lash artist. And I just think that's important to keep into perspective, because when we are feeling stuck and overwhelmed in our business, it's really easy to start thinking of all like the little reasons why, and like pushing the blame out onto something else. Like, oh, it's just too saturated. Oh, there's too many people. Oh, this person is charging less and undercutting me. Like, no, there are clients out there for you, and like, don't let those excuses hold you back. Like, there's so much abundance in this industry, and it's a really amazing time to be in the beauty industry. And just really, truly a time when you can seriously be so successful. And if you are feeling like the industry is too saturated, I just invite you to like sit down and think about how you're marketing and positioning yourself as a business owner and as like just like a service provider in general, because truly there might be a lot of lash artists in your area and there might be people charging less than you, but you can still build a full clientele of high paying clients by setting yourself apart in your area and getting really good at your marketing and just giving your clients a really great experience, giving them a really good service, and just truly going all in on being the best lash artist or spray tan artist or nail artist or hair artist or whatever services it is that you provide, just like being the best that you can be for your clients. And I loved the way that Leah Lash Pro phrased this on Instagram. It was a little while back. She had talked about how the industry is saturated at the bottom. Lots of beginners, people who just were trying to make a quick buck, but the industry is not saturated towards the top of people who are really trying to make this their full-time career and business and do a really quality job and like care about your work, care about your clients, give a good service, like give a good experience, and truly like genuinely just want the best for your clients. And so I just love the way that she phrased that. Like, the industry is not saturated when you are truly striving to be the best that you can be at what you do and to be like the best business owner that you can be as well. So things to keep into perspective. I had to let go of thinking that the industry was too saturated to be able to grow my business, because when I had that belief, that is what I operated by. Oh, the industry is too saturated, so I can't get clients. So what was the reality that was created by that thought? I did not get clients because I believed that the industry was too saturated. When I let go of that belief and decided that there were clients out there looking for me and abundance out there in the industry, that is when I called in and attracted clients and really, truly quickly built my business and my clientele. So, number 3 was I had to let go of assuming clients' budgets to be able to grow my lash business. So, especially when you're starting to get into raising your prices and attracting higher paying clients, this is especially relevant, not assuming what their budgets are going to be, because if you are assuming like, oh my gosh, like you get a message and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your work. I would love to, get a volume full set done by you. What are your prices? So that kind of, you're like, kind of gets into like the imposter syndrome. Like, oh my gosh, am I good enough what I do? Like, are they going to be able to pay my prices? And like, if you assume their budget before you even send them over your prices and say, oh, she probably can't afford that, I'm just going to like lower them, like send her a lower price, or like just not respond at all, or just be like, like self-sabotage basically. And like, if you assume their budget, then you don't give them the opportunity to even pay you the higher prices to begin with. And so then you'd always stay at the lower price point. And so I really had to let go of like assuming their budgets, and just assuming that if they are messaging me and wanting to get their lashes done by me, that they will be willing to pay my prices. And if they're not, then they're not the client for me, and that's okay. But truly don't like sabotage yourself before you even give the client the opportunity to be willing to pay you your prices, because really that is like an energetic exchange. So if you are docking your prices and you are not feeling aligned with that price point, you're like, you start to feel resentment for those who are paying lower, and like you don't feel good energetically about it, and that exchange is like felt on the other end. Like your clients will be able to feel that off energy as well. So truly, stand confident in your prices and confident in like the experience that you offer and the service that you give, and don't assume their budget before you even give them the chance. And a lot of this comes down to like sales and like sales psychology and money mindset and all of that, which we could like literally do so many podcast episodes on just those topics. But I think one of the biggest things that I want to point out here is that sales truly is service, and like you are benefiting your clients' lives through beauty services in exchange for compensation. And there's nothing to feel like ashamed or guilty, or like nothing to feel bad about with that. Like your services are so beneficial, and your clients value them so much that they're willing to pay for it. So don't assume their budget, give them the opportunity, and, truly, charge what feels good for you too. And there's a lot that goes into pricing. On my episode with Cheryl, we talked about that a bit, just about like how you shouldn't price based on what you feel like your perceived worth is, because then if someone's not willing to pay your prices, so if, like you've set your prices based on what you feel like your work is worth or you are worth as a lash artist, then if someone says like, oh no, I'm not going to book with you because you're too expensive, or no, I can't afford your prices, then because you've tied your worth into your pricing, it's going to make you feel like rejected and feel bad about yourself and like feel like you are worthless. And I've been in that point, and it's not a good feeling. So that's why I'm such a big believer in pricing objectively, and just like looking at your numbers and how much you want to make and what your income goals are and what your expenses are and all of those kinds of different things. So don't assume your clients' budgets. And that was something that I had to let go of to build my lash business. And then the next one, I had to let go of the need to be perfect to take action. So I hear this a lot from students, and I get this a lot in my DMs, like feeling like everything has to be perfect. Your studio has to be perfectly set up. You have to have like your online booking has to be perfect. Your training manual has to be perfect before you can put it out in the world and do it and go for it. And in reality, like done is better than perfect, and it's never going to be perfect. I've listened to a lot of podcasts and read a lot of things about how like perfectionism or being a perfectionist is actually a trauma response, and about how like the psychology that goes in behind that. But truly, like it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's never going to be perfect. Like, you're always going to be like evolving and adding it and tweaking it and fine-tuning things and just getting better and better as you go. And it's just better to start imperfectly and just like keep moving forward and keep getting better and like learning and growing and progressing, because that's really what this is all about. Like, we all start somewhere. The people you see at the quote unquote top have all started somewhere, and it's not like they just started looking so perfect and put together and everything so smoothly to begin with. Like, they started somewhere, they learned, they progressed, they evolved, they tweaked, they fine-tuned things like the same way that we all have and we all do. And that was something I really had to let go of, was just like feeling like I had to, and even in the way that I was showing up on social media for my business, or like on my website for my business, and just feeling like everything had to be like perfectly poised and worded and color coded and like, and this can be a lot with like branding and like the aesthetics aspect of social media. Like, some people feel like you need the perfect colors and the perfect logo and the perfect fonts and the perfect aesthetically pleasing feed on Instagram, when in reality, those things really don't matter as much. Like, yes, they can contribute to growing your business and growing your clientele, and especially as you start to get into like education and things, those things can be like more key and important and effective. But when you're a solo artist, like, it's not necessary to be able to grow your clientele. You can grow without those things. But we get so caught up on, oh my gosh, I need the perfect logo. I can't figure out what I want my logo to be. I can't figure out what I want my business name to be. I don't know what colors I want. So then we let that hold us back from taking action and like doing the things. And we get caught up on these little details. And in reality, that's just like an excuse to not finish the task and not go through with it. Like, we're scared and we're fearful. So we let these little details hold us back. So I had to let go of the need to be perfect, to take action, to be able to grow my lash business. And then number 5 was not feeling good enough as a lash artist. And this one really ties into like the comparison game on social media, and just like seeing, because we have this digital world and social media, it's so easy to see what everyone else and the entire rest of the lash world is doing and their work and what they're doing with their businesses. And it's so easy to fall into comparing ourselves that like, oh my gosh, this person does lashes better than me. I don't do as good of a job as this other person. I don't, like, oh man, all these people are so much better than me, so I can't possibly show up and post my lash work online. I can't possibly start a lash business because I'm just not good enough. And this was even something I struggled with as I was shifting into education again, and just feeling like, man, do I know enough? Am I good enough? Am I like worthy enough for this? And really having a hard time with that. And just in general, even not business related, like just in my life, that's something I've always like struggled with, like basically my entire life. I just not feeling good enough in so many different situations and for so many different people and people that have been like close to me. And so that kind of like radiated into my business world as I started growing my business, and really was like holding me back and keeping me from like feeling confident and like having self-confidence and being able to use that to grow my business. And so the thing about this is that, if you are falling into like the comparison game on social media, really take a look at who you are following, because social media can be really great and it can also be really difficult to navigate. And as great as it can be, like, it still needs boundaries around it. And one of those boundaries that I've found that is really helpful and been really beneficial for me to grow my business and to be on social media consistently without it taking a toll on like my mental health was putting boundaries around who I'm following and how do the accounts that I am following make me feel, because they might not be intentionally trying to like put people down or like make people feel less than, or or even have like negative content or like harmful content, but like we still sometimes can be following people that just like they're triggering for whatever reason. We compare ourselves, like they're doing so well or seemingly doing so well that like it makes us feel bad. And so I just encourage you, if there's anyone that you're following that make you feel bad for whatever reason, you feel negative about, you're triggered by, whatever it is, like this is your permission slip to unfollow them or mute them and just like put your blinders on and get to work for yourself. And make social media a place where it's not going to make you like feel bad to come on and scroll. Because that has just really helped me be able to keep like some healthy boundaries with social media and make it like a place that I feel good about when I'm scrolling through. And I feel like a lot of this, like not feeling good enough, like I was saying, comes from like a lack of self-confidence, and having like following accounts that make you feel bad definitely don't contribute to that. And a lot of social media is highlight reels. There's not a lot of people who are like keeping it real and showing the ups and downs and like showing the sacrifices and the hard part and like the messy in between of business. Like a lot of times we see the before and like the after, like here's where I started, here's where I'm at now, and we don't always see like all the messy in between of all the sacrifices and hard days and difficulties and struggles and hurdles and everything that it took them to get to the point that they're at now. And so again, any lash artist that is seemingly doing well, they have really amazing work on social media, like they have not always been that way. It was practice and consistency and keeping on going, and like we all start somewhere and continue to get better and better and better, and that's no different for you either. And so not feeling good enough as a lash artist, that's something I had to let go of to be able to grow my lash business. And then the last thing, number 6, that I had to let go of to grow my lash business was playing small. And this one really has a lot of little contributing factors to it. Just this can also be like lack of self-confidence, lack of like knowledge, kind of like, I don't know how to, I want to say lack of knowledge, just like lack of certain skills, I guess would be a better way to say that. So like if you are like, I don't know how to do like the technical side of that, like the, like setting up a website or something. So you play small because you don't know how to do it, and you let it hold yourself back. Or there's so many different like scenarios or situations we could talk about in regards or like in the context of playing small. But really, truly, what I think is really beneficial with this one is thinking about the possibilities that would become your reality when you hit your goals. Or like, what does your dream life look like, the day-to-day of it? Who do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to live? And what will they have? What will that version of you have? What will they do every day? And who will they be? And do your actions right now and your habits right now and your thoughts right now align with that version of yourself who has the thriving beauty business, who makes all of the money, who has all of the, like freedom to spend more time with their family while still like growing a business? Or, like, what does your dream life look like? What are the possibilities that are available to you? And are your actions aligning with that version of you? And if not, it's when it's time to stop playing small and, really go for it and, leave behind the self-limiting beliefs and like the self-doubt and like the little, upgrade your thoughts. Have you ever heard like that phrase that's like change your thoughts, change your life? That was another thing I thought was like, well, that's dumb. Like you hear those little like phrases in high school and you're like, yeah, whatever. But then you get older and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so true. That was like another one of those ones for me. It was just like, it truly is true. Like the thoughts you are thinking right now are actively creating your reality. And like your reality that you're living right now has been created from the thoughts that you've had leading up to this moment. And so if you can change your thoughts, you can actively change your reality. And like it's your little habits every day too. It's like the little baby steps that add up each day that get you to where you want to be. And so what baby steps are you taking every day? And are they taking you in the direction of like the person that you want to be and the business that you want to have? And are they aligning? Because if you want to have like a thriving beauty business, but you're treating it like a side gig and you're playing small in that way and like, oh, it doesn't matter because it's just my side gig, then you're never, I wouldn't say never, but you're not going to get to a thriving beauty business if you're treating like a thriving full-time beauty business if you're treating it like a side gig. And like if your habits are aligning with side gig business. And so, playing small is really just stepping outside of your comfort zone too. And letting yourself get uncomfortable so that you can reach your goals and like normalize that new reality for yourself. One of my favorite like mantras this year, I think that's the right word for it, like a motto basically. One of my favorite ones for this year that I have like on my little quote board in my office is I am no longer available to play small. Like I am releasing playing small. It's not even in my realm of possibilities anymore. I'm only available to go big and to dream big and to act big and to create big results and like live a life that I love and create a business that I love and help my clients and my students in a big way and help them transform in a big way and to like give, when you are yourself, you give others permission to be themselves. When you play big and you are not available to play small, you give others permission to do the same. So, watch who you're surrounding yourself with too. And, that's a big thing for me. I want to play big and show not only like my clients and my students that is like give them permission to do the same, but for my kids too, like the example I'm setting for them. And I want them to see that like, yeah, it's uncomfortable to step outside of your comfort zone, but that's where like the growth happens. And that's where when you're able to like go big and show up big and make your dreams realized. So those are the 6 things that I had to let go of to grow my lash business. Let's go over them one more time. So the weight of other people's opinions, or like the fear of other people's opinions. Then number 2, thinking the industry was too saturated. Number 3, assuming clients' budgets. Number 4, the need to be perfect to take action. Number 5, not feeling good enough as a lash artist. And number 6, playing small. So if you have a few of these things that you particularly struggle with, whether they're similar to mine or they're different, I would highly recommend writing them down and making a list of things that you are no longer available for. So one thing I've done before, you can like draw like a line on a piece of paper, and on one side write like things I'm no longer available for, and then on the other side it's things I am available for. And make yourself a list. What things are you no longer available for, and what are you available for? So are you available for clients booking with you while you're asleep? Or like, are you available for attracting high paying clients and like the clients that are going to respect you? Are you available for like perfecting your volume fanning skills, or like what is it that you want, that you are open to and you're available for? And write these things down and create yourself some like positive affirmations that you can continue to tell yourself, because it's easy to say, okay, I let these things go and I wish that would be like it, right? And that they would never come back up again and you'd never struggle with them again. But that's just really not the reality of it. Like, you'll have these things come up again and again, and it's just like the repeated decision to rise above and the repeated decision to like choose your higher self and like the opposite of it, basically. And so affirmations are really good for that, just repeatedly reminding yourself of, like, this is possible for me. So like for, like not feeling good enough as a lash artist, like a positive affirmation I could create for that and remind myself of often is just like, I am like the best lash artist for my clients. Like, my clients are for me and no one else. And like, I am more than good enough as a lash artist, as a business owner, as a friend, as a mom, whatever it needs to be. And just, write these down, remind yourself of them. You can put them up around your house, put them up somewhere where you're going to see them often, or where you can refer back to them often. And so I hope this was helpful for you guys, just to go a little more in depth on these, because I know I'm not the only one who struggles with these. And like I said at the beginning of the episode, I truly believe that strategy and mindset and energetics go hand in hand in growing your business. And I just want you to know that you're not alone and you're supported and you're loved, and that you are definitely not the only one who struggles with, mindset things and self-limiting beliefs and self-doubt and all of the in-betweens that come with that. So there we have it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button. We've got some more guest episodes coming up very soon that I'm excited to share with you. And if you are not already friends with me on Instagram, let's be friends over there. I am Lashed by Erica S on Instagram. And I also wanted to mention, I posted over this last weekend that I am an official sponsor of Lash Bash Utah. So I'm super excited for that. It's a Lash Bash like party, like basically like a networking party for lash artists, to come together and create community and grow our businesses together and, just have some fun. And so that's going to be in July. If you're a Utah lash artist and you want to come, I think there's only like 10 tickets left. So definitely go hop on to Lash Bash. I think it's Lash Bash TX because it started in Texas. So onto their page. So with Wednesday the Lasher and Mo, I think she's Lash Luva too on Instagram. They are the hosts of this event along with EBL Lashes. And they have ticket information on their page. I'll actually link it in the show notes too, so that you guys can really easily go on and get your tickets if you haven't already. But I'm going to be there at the event. I'm sponsoring it and making a special course for the attendees that you're going to get in the swag bags. So if you want to come meet me, if you want to get a fun free course, they have swag bags. And I know there's several sponsors and there's going to be a lot of really freaking great stuff inside of the swag bags. It's going to be super, super fun. And it's at EBL headquarters in Linden, Utah in July. I think it's the 23rd of July. So I would love to see you there. I can't wait. Yeah, the 23rd of July. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you again. Well, I will talk to you again next week for our next episode.